Good morning and welcome class of 2020. Good. I'm Brendan Cabe, I'm your class president, and I want to tell you guys that we're here this morning for a first time opportunity to meet the candidates for Eatonton's mayoral election. I'd like everybody to please give a warm welcome to Mr. John Reed and Ms. Rebecca Rocker. We'd like to show our guests our utmost respect by giving them our full attention. Each guest has prepared a speech to convince you as to why they are the best candidates for the honorable job of mayor. I would like first to introduce you to Mr. John Reed.
Well, good morning, and thank you all for being here this morning. Thank you for the introduction this morning. I want to thank everybody who invited me out, Ms. Grimes and the rest of you all who invited me out this morning to speak to the senior class. And I want to say congratulations to you all. You reached that pinnacle now. You're in the 12th grade, ready to move on to the next phase of life, whatever that may be, whether it's work, whether it's technical college, whether it's regular college, whatever your new endeavors are. I just want to congratulate you on reaching this milestone and moving forward. I want to thank a few people who are out here with me this morning. You will see most of them here got on the shirt that says Team Eatonton, because we are all about Eatonton. If you will, Team Eatonton, just wave your hand, let everyone know you're here. And that's a way to say thank you to you all this morning. I do not have a prepared speech because I'm speaking to you this morning from my heart. It's what I do. I am compassionate about the city of Eatonton. I've loved it. I've worked with it. Most of you are reaching the age of 18. I have done public service for 23 years now. I've served this community 11 years as a city council member. I've served in 12 years as a mayor. I've been out of office for 4 years now. And I saw some things that I felt like we need to get back on track with. So I have put my name back on the ballot to run again, because what's important to me is the future of Eatonton. What's important to me is your future, having a great city that you all can be proud of. Now, I know that most of the time when I talk to young people, that first thing comes to mind when you're talking to them, we want a Captain D's, and we want somewhere to go. We can't guarantee, I'm not going to stand here this morning guarantee you anything, except for I will work as hard as I can possibly work to get the things that we need in this city to make it move forward. Now, I am basing that on my skill set, my 23 years of experience that I just talked about. Because if you look at these people that have got on my shirt, they say experience matters. And that's what I want to talk to you about, my 23 years of experience, the things that I've done already to move us into that pinnacle of life where we're going to be a great, great, great city. You will see on my lapel, it's a pen. I designed that pen because I wanted us to be identified. I wanted to brand the city, and we did not have anything going at the time. Now, not only is this my lapel pen, when everybody saw it, we all fell in love with it. After I got the pen designer, worked with him, and we got a design. And we also made it the city flag. So anywhere you look and see this pen, you know that you're dealing with the city of Eatonton. And it's not only known here in Eatonton now, but you can walk into chambers of commerce and places like that in other cities, and they know what this pen is about. They know that it's about Eatonton, Georgia. It talks about our strength. Now I want to talk about the school a little bit, about this place right here. What are my ties to the school? My ties to the school is I had 3 children to graduate from Putnam County High School. I've got 4 grandchildren to graduate that has graduated from Putnam County High School. I have 1 other grandchild who is in the school system right now. And like I say, my campaign today is about experience. My speech is all about experience. And when you speak of experience, for instance, I was talking to your football coach, Coach Pope, a few weeks ago. We know that they're not having the best season that they can have. But he said to me that we've got 11th graders and we've got 10th graders. We don't have very many seniors. He said, but on down the road, they will gain that necessary experience. And that necessary experience will make them winners. And that's what we are all about, making winners out of the experience that we have in life. Now, my experiences, like I say, it's very important to me. My experience takes me back to 1992 when I first got involved in elected office. And what we suffer here, people don't know it, can't talk to you about it, but the critical infrastructure, that is why we don't have the things that we need today. But I worked on that critical infrastructure. I'm sorry, can I have one of the flyers? I have worked on the critical infrastructure for this city for years to make it attractive to the people who are we expect to come here in the future. Some of you all have seen the little black lines across the street. When a business is considering coming to your community, they have to do a traffic study to see if they can, the amount of traffic they need to survive. Captain B's not going to come here unless that traffic study has been done and they know that they have enough people passing by their business every day to make that business work for them, to reach that bottom line that they need to survive. So what I've done in the past is to work on that critical infrastructure. We have fixed water system so that we've got enough water now. We fixed the sewer system so you can flush your toilet. I believe you, that don't sound like a big deal, but at one point when I took office, we could barely flush a toilet here in Eaton. But we can do that now. Because of the work I've done, the money that I spent on the sewer system, we were able to put in a 62-unit apartment uptown without having the trouble that we had in the past. Some of you may live in an apartment, you may have family members in it, but that's a housing issue. That's to bring better housing stock to your community, that you may have a good place to live. What that also entails is work. When jobs come looking for you in your community, one of the things that they look forward to is having workforce housing. They're not going to locate in your community if you don't have proper housing for them. So we have worked to create those housing, to create the housing for jobs to come here and say, yeah, I can see where my workforce is going to live. I know that I got a great place for my executive to live, but what about the people who are going to work for me every day? I want to make sure that they got a good place to live. So we fixed that infrastructure for you. We've constantly fixed the infrastructure. In other words, if you look at the city of Eden as a puzzle, every time we put a piece in place, we're putting that puzzle together till you finally see that big picture that we're going to be a great city one day. On the website, if you look at the city's website, I also coined the phrase. It said that it's a great place to be, and it's a great time to be here. And what I meant by that is that's what we're going to morph into in the 21st century, one of the greatest cities in the state of Georgia. We know that we put the pieces in place in the past. We just need to get back on track and get those pieces moving back in the right direction again, make everything work the way it should work. Now, on this flyer here, I'm going to leave some of these for you all, anybody who want to pick up on one of those. And it talks about all the things that I have worked on in the past. We activated the Downtown Development Authority, and that's what those people are working on downtown to make downtown better. Their parking infrastructure downtown. We put in a new parking lot, so when we do get to the point where we want the city to be, you've got somewhere to park. You won't be complaining about parking because we've taken care of those things in the past. We've taken care of, we have a Main Street program. We've upgraded the city fire services, and I want to talk about that for just a second. On our fire services, your family enjoy a lower insurance rate these days than they had in the past. Their homeowners insurance, their business insurance. So when a business comes to here, we lower what we call the ISO, which is the Insurance Service Organization, rating in this city from a 7 when I took office down to a 4, essentially almost cutting the insurance premium in half, which makes people say, hey, I want to do business in a place who know how to lower my insurance rate, who knows how to lower my taxes, who can make things better for me in a way that we look at. So we've done those things. And we just need to continue, need to get back on track to do that. There's no magic bullet. There's nothing that I can say that something's going to happen tomorrow, but we have done the things to make things happen in the city of Eatonton. We're beginning to lose focus on that. We need to get back on focus, make sure that these things are getting done. We're working on the sidewalks downtown. We put in a new sidewalk because I didn't want people down. We had sidewalks who leaned into the street. So if you're walking down the street, you couldn't turn your baby stroller loose on the seat. The wheelchair people would come through town and they had to ride in the road with traffic because our sidewalk would not accommodate them. We fixing these things. We're making it better for you all. Every way we turn, we make things a little bit better, one day at a time. As they say, how do you eat an elephant? Can anybody tell me how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. I see a young man up there say he knew that, but that's how you eat an elephant. And that's what we've done with the city. We've eaten that elephant one bite at a time, and our city's gotten better. It has continued to get better over and over the years. We can only get better if we got the right experienced leadership in place, someone who knows how to go to Atlanta and talk to your legislator. I've spoken before them. I've spoken before thousands of people with the governor, sitting at the table with the governors, with the Speaker of the House, and everybody else, the minority leaders and all of those. I've dealt with them in the past to make things better. I've called Washington, D.C. and been able to get money to help us get the things fixed. We put over $4 million in grant funds back in your community. That's why you see better sidewalks in your community. That's why you see trees in your community that you used to didn't see, because we've done everything that we're supposed to do to make the city work better for you. We are constantly striving to make the city of Eatonton better. And I still say we because I still have the same passion for the city that I had 4 years ago when I left office. The city, the things that I did 4 years ago are still burning inside me. I still intend to make those things happen for you, to make your life better, to make everything that you deal with every day better. This city has never had a plan before I got there. I had the city council sit down. The city council are the people that you elect to lead you, the people that you believe that can do a good job for you. They have sat down and worked out a plan. The first time the city ever planned anything, and it was called the city's agenda. And that was how they moved the city forward, because we had a working plan. The old saying say, if you don't plan your work, then you plan to fail. But we plan our work so that we can move the city into the next level. Like I say, $4 million is going back into your community. Some of the things that we've done in the community, we repaired the library, and I know that when I was younger, I was talking to a few people who are older like I am, and we didn't use the library much, but we know that you younger people use the library, so we spent $15,000. We received $15,000 spent on the library to make the library a better place for you. We spent over over a couple $1 million improving your drainage, your sidewalks and streets and all of those things. And like I say, all of these things go into making your city more attractive to people who are going to come here and develop it. I brought developers in. When I was in office, I brought in a group of developers on what they call the Heart and Soul Bus Tour. And during that Heart and Soul Bus Tour, when those people were here, we got on the bus and we left town, and of all the cities they visited, when they voted on the improvements in the city and things of that nature, the city of Eatonton, under my administration, was voted the most improved city on that entire bus tour around the Middle Georgia area, because we have done the things. When I was in office, we kept at least 3 to 4 projects going all the time, 3 or 4 big projects that kept improving the city. I want to say that I, again, am qualified and experienced. When you go to look for a job, first thing they're going to ask you, what are your qualifications? When you go to get on the team, the coaches want to know how much experience you've had in the past. Whatever in life you do, you have to show that you are qualified to do that. My 23 years of service to this community has proven that I have the qualifications to run the city of Eatonton the way it should be run. That I can go in there from day one and take the reins and move the city forward. Not only have I run the city of Eatonton, I am across the state of Georgia. I have worked with the Association of County Commissioners of Georgia. I have worked with the Georgia Municipal Association to train train their newly elected official how to go into office and be good, productive elected officials. That means the state of Georgia has confidence in my abilities to run not only this city, but to help them train other people to do the very same thing that I have done in the past. I hope that each and every one of you all who have not already registered will get registered. You cannot vote, but if you all have already registered to vote, I hope that each and every one of you all will go to the polls on November 5th and cast a ballot for the most experienced candidate on the ballot, which is John Reed. Cast your ballot. Know that the democratic process is a very important part of your life, okay? Know that you as new citizens of this community takes a role in this community to make your life better, because everything in your life is affected by politics. From your curriculum at school that you do, to the activities, some of the activities in your community, to the activities in your church. We will continue to work on things like the walking trail that's on the north side of town. We will continue to fix sidewalks in your community. We will continue to recruit businesses, because that's what my city administrator and I used to do. When we had a little bit of free time, we'd get in the car and we'd ride out and we'd go talk to businesses and ask them to come look at Eatonton, come see if you can locate there. Now, what we've done also is to put a tax incentive in the city of Eatonton, whereby if you come into the city of Eatonton, you get $3,500 tax break for your employees, just for putting your business in downtown Eatonton. Because of that, we landed a technology company. We still recruit businesses who fit the criteria to come into town and do those things. Now, I want to wish each and every one of you all the best in your future endeavors. Wish you the best luck in everything you do. I hope that you all have made great plans and take your life experience with you. Remember, experience matters, and it can only be good if you apply yourself. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Let's give Mr. Reed another round of applause. Good morning, class. I'm Jenna Mullis, your senior class treasurer. Thank you for your continued respectful attention, and I now invite Ms. Rebecca Rocker.
Richie, it broke. There's the piece. The piece down. Just wrap it around here. Okay. Okay. First of all, I want to thank Jenna for introducing me That was very nice, and I really appreciate it. And I'm really thrilled to be here today. It's really exciting to be around all these young people in one room. It's really energizing me. And I am Rebecca Cunningham Rocker, and I'm running for the position of mayor. I've always heard in life that timing is everything in whatever we try to do or plan to do. And I'm running for mayor because it's my time to give back to my hometown, which has given me so much in my life. I was born in Eatonton in 1955. I've lived here all my life except for 5 years when I went off to college. And then after college, I worked for a couple of years in Milledgeville before moving back here in 1978. I attended and earned a business administration degree from North Georgia College in Dahlonega. And I was so happy to return home to Eatonton after graduation from college and working in Milledgeville. And it's real important, I believe, to emphasize that I live and I work here in Eatonton almost every day. To be a good mayor, one needs to be available when your town needs you. I walk my dogs almost every day to the area of City Hall. It's a joy to walk to town and interact with the citizens of Eatonton almost every day. It's really one of the highlights of my life. My family has always invested in Eatonton. For 100 years, someone in my family has owned a business in downtown Eatonton, and it's really important to me to carry on that legacy. Our family has purchased 2 parcels of property in Eatonton, the old Enterprise aluminum plant property and the Morgas building right downtown. So this gives you a perfect example of how much we love the citizens of Eatonton. We have confidence in the citizens of Eatonton, so much so that we are investing our hard-earned money into the city. I married my husband, Walter C. Rocker Jr., who happens to be our current mayor, in 1978. We have 3 children, Walt Rocker III, Lisa Foster, and Pam Lee. I want to introduce Pam. She's right here, and I couldn't do this without her love and support. She is one of the most wonderful people I've ever met, even though she is my daughter. And we also have 9 grandchildren, and one of my grandchildren is in the audience. That's Cullen Lee. Cullen, will you stand up, please? I'm proud of Cullen. And then last year, Raymond, his brother Raymond Lee, graduated from Putnam County here. I'm proud of Raymond. And yes, I did say that the current mayor of Eatonton is my husband. Oh, yeah. That's pretty funny, isn't it? For health reasons, it is not running. For health reasons, he's not running for re-election. He and I both know that I am fully qualified to do the job, and also it's the woman's turn. Do you ladies agree? It would be historic, as it would be I would be the first female mayor in Eatonton's 210 years of existence. I think that's a pretty big deal. Now I want to talk to you about my qualifications and my experience. Mr. Reed focuses more on the past, and I'm the candidate that is going to focus more on the future, your future. And I want you to know why I am the more experienced candidate in this race. Our family, we're all entrepreneurs. We've had a lot of businesses. We have employed a lot of people. We still employ a lot of people, and we have big budgets in these businesses that we have to manage, and we have to pay our bills. I received a business degree in business administration from North Georgia College. And my husband has owned and operated a number of businesses in various industries since our marriage of 41 years, and several of those have been right here in Eatonton, and one particular one was Little River Timber Corporation that was in Eatonton, for 45 years. I have served in various roles in all of those companies, mainly in finance, preparing budgets, accounting, tax preparation, payroll, and other administrative positions. A key responsibility has been in handling our personal finances, including managing our bank account and paying the bills. For 41 years, I have been my husband's personal assistant. This is valuable experience a responsible mayor needs if she is to play a part in overseeing how a town spends the hard-earned tax dollars it collects from its citizens to operate. And one of my best qualifications, I believe, and I think this is very important, is my competitive spirit. There is a lot to be said for desire, tenacity, and competitive spirit, and I never give up. I have a desire to excel in whatever I'm attempting to do. I've been an athlete my entire life, whether a basketball player, tennis player, or golfer. I will carry this competitive spirit over to the mayoral position as the leader of Eatonton. Recruiting business to our town is very competitive, as all the surrounding towns are trying to do the same. In athletics, I have always tried to achieve to win and have been successful many times. I plan on Eatonton winning in the competition of recruiting businesses to come to Eatonton. My experience as a mother and grandmother add to my qualifications. Because I am a mother and grandmother, I understand the needs and wants of families who live in Eatonton. I want to really focus on the needs of our children, such as parks, playgrounds, and places for teenagers and young adults as you to hang out and have clean entertainment here right downtown Eatonton. As a mother and grandmother and one who personally manages our own finances, I certainly understand the need for everyone to have a good paying job. Now I want to give you some history of the last 4 years. My husband was elected mayor in 2015. Since his election, Eatonton, through the efforts of Eatonton Main Street and the Chamber of Commerce, has attracted 28 new businesses to locate here. I want to continue this trend and recruit many more. I love this town, and my vision is a fun place to live, a place where you want to return to live, work, and raise your families after furthering your education. We have made much progress the last 4 years, and we need to keep the momentum going. I guess you all noticed recently part of Madison Avenue looked like Hollywood with the filming of the Fox TV series, The Residents. I will tell you how that all happened. Our son, Walt Rocker III, after he graduated from Georgia Tech, moved to Savannah and Tybee Island, the Savannah area. And while he was living down there, he and Jim and Roxanne Stone, who owned Titan Pictures, became great friends. So back in 2014, Walt moved his family, his wife and kids, back to Eatonton. And he first moved just in the Putnam County, out in the county area, and then he moved into the city in 2016. And at the time he moved into the city, the first thing he did was applied for the Downtown Development Authority Board of Directors, and they accepted him. And once he got on that board, he tried to encourage Jim Stone to move his company to Eatonton. And it took a lot of work and effort by a lot of people to get this deal worked out. Mayor Rocker worked with the Downtown Development Authority to facilitate the transfer of the old prison to the Downtown Development Authority, which facilitated the long-term lease to Titan Pictures. And this worked great for two entities. It worked great for Titan, and it also worked great for the city, because the city did not have to maintain a big structure and a big piece of property that was costing the taxpayers money to maintain it, and now they had a viable business occupying that property. Excuse me, I want to get a sip of water. Eatonton recruited Titan by offering a low-cost term lease of the prison. In addition, Titan is providing the following deliverables, which when completed will allow them the opportunity to acquire the prison outright. Titan is helping to set up and brand the Film Commission and rebrand the city at large with new logos. Titan has been spreading the word about Eatonton as a great location to film TV shows, commercials, and films. And presently, Titan is producing a YouTube video monthly to promote Eatonton. You can go to Eatonton, Georgia, E-Town on YouTube to see the videos. Since their agreement signed with Titan, Eatonton has been used for shooting movies, TV commercials, music videos, TV shows, and other film work, as well as hosting the Milledgeville-Eatonton Film Festival, which next year will be an Oscar-qualifying film festival that's going to be held right here in Eatonton, Georgia for 2 days in May. I think that's very exciting. Titan has hosted location scouts from Warner Brothers, Marvel, DC, Fox, and independent producers from across the entire United States, Eatonton, Spain, and South America. All of these scouts, all of these people have been coming into Eatonton, have a huge effect on our economy. They buy gas, they eat at our restaurants, they shop at our grocery stores, they shop at our shops, they stay in the area, they're mingling around town. It makes a huge difference in our economy and helps our tax dollars because they're all paying sales tax when they purchase things. I want to introduce Carly Brown and Richie Marco Trigiano here. Where are y'all? Here's Carly, and Richie's over here, and they are employees of Titan. And the way they came to Eatonton, I want to say that Carly is only 15, and Richie's 18. Richie's graduated from high school, and Carly is a dual student in high school, and she's taken full course online subjects while she's going to school, and they, both of them met Jim at the Milledgeville Film Festival. They went to the film festival, and they were trying to find internships in the film business, and Jim Stone interviewed them and hired them to do internships with him. Well, they finished the internships in September, and now they are full-time employees of Titan Pictures. And they're here today basically for Titan as a training session for them to film this event, and I'm so glad you came. I told you this story so that all of you can understand the persistence it sometimes takes to recruit one business to move into the city. This demonstrates the effect one new business can make in an entire community. As your mayor, I will be persistent with recruiting businesses to locate in Eatonton. I want our town to prosper, which means all of you will have the opportunity to prosper while living here. I'm ready to bring my competitive spirit to Eatonton and fight to win for all of us. I will work with the development authorities and technical schools to review and try to expand our workforce training. And as it is available, I will pursue state funds for broadband infrastructure in the city. And a lot of you might not know this, but there are so many places in our city that do not have a high-speed internet, and this is the case throughout the whole state of Georgia in rural areas. And the whole state of Georgia is trying to solve this problem. And my husband's actually going to a conference next week for a two-day conference in LaGrange pertaining to this one subject. And I am going to be devoted to doing everything I can to solve this problem so that everybody will have access to high-speed internet. Now, since you are all probably voting for the first time, I want to tell you what to expect from your mayor, and I think this is very important also. Your mayor is your public servant. That means one who serves the public, serves you, not he or she that is mayor. You have a right to expect your mayor to act accordingly. Your mayor should be available to do her or his job and be available to the citizens of Eatonton, which I will be. As I told you, I'm in Eatonton every day. I live downtown. I walk downtown. I love the city. And there's no place that I would rather be than downtown Eatonton. That's just what I love to do. Your mayor should be responsible, both in conducting official city business and in conducting their own personal affairs. Your mayor should be a man or woman of their word. You have a right to a mayor who is looking out for you, not him or herself. The mayor's job is to see to the city, to see to the business of the city. That means considering you, the taxpayer, above his or her own personal interess. Finally, you have a right to have a mayor who understands that being a mayor is not about holding status or power or special privileges the rest of us don't have. Being mayor is an opportunity to serve the community, not a ticket to privilege. I thank you for your time and for being such a great audience. It's really exciting for me to be here in front of all of you. As you graduate next year, I wish you the best as you move forward with your lives. My goal, if I'm elected, is to lead Eatonton into the next decade in a way that will call you home to Eatonton when you're ready to settle down with your families. I respectfully ask each of you who is registered to vote for me. I would be honored to have your vote. It's time, Eatonton, for a new kind of candidate. I will not let you down. Thank you.
Class of 2020, please give Ms. Rocker a round of applause. We'd also like for you all to be on the lookout on our social media outlets for YouTube links to both candidates' speeches today. Please share with your friends and family. It's important to be informed about the things that matter to us all in our community. Thank you, candidates, for speaking with us. We will now return to class and continue our day.